guys, we're just going to jump right into the tutorial. So in today's tutorial I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. And I'm going to of course be taking my Morphe 511 brush. I literally use it in every single tutorial. But we're going to take that light cool toned gray shade. I believe it's called Lazarus. I use this almost all the time, especially when I use this palette. It's one of my favorite shades that Kat Von D has come out with. And I'm just going to throw that into my crease. Alrighty guys, so now that we have that thrown in our crease, I'm going to be taking that corner mid-tone brown shade, it's like a leathery brown, and I'm going to be taking it on the same brush, and I believe it's called Lazarus, and we're just going to be placing that in our crease, a little bit below the color we just put in, and I'm going to be doing more of a smoky look, so I want to keep my shadows more rounded. That'll give the illusion of a bigger eye, especially when we're using super dark colors, and especially when we're using black. So just a quick little tip I have for you guys, when the lighting is bad or when you just can't really tell if your two eyes are even in color, I like to look up in a mirror so that way it kind of changes your appearance, because when you're looking in a mirror for so long, I know it kind of gets a little blinding. But okay, so now that we have those two colors, I'm going to be taking a MAC 217 and I'm going to be taking that really dark smutty color, and I'm going to be just picking a lot of that up with my 217, but I'm going to be keeping it on the tips, and I'm literally just going to press it into my eyelid, and then I'm going to wiggle back and forth and kind of work it into the crease, but still keeping it on the lid. Because this color is so dark, I'm literally taking layer by layer and darkening it up as much as I want. But I'm taking a really light hand as I'm working it back and forth because, like I said, I want to keep it below the crease so that way our eyelid looks a lot darker than our actual crease. After I got the desired darkness that I want, just always make sure to go back with the original blending brush you used or just any clean blending brush, and make sure you blend because you do not want any harsh lines, especially when you're using dark colors and especially when you're doing a smoky eye. So now comes one of the most dangerous parts that I even still get scared of, is picking up some of that black color. And let me tell you, Kat Von D's black is one of my favorites. All of her shadows are super buttery and super blendable, but her black is awesome because you can see how pigmented it is. And what I'm doing here is I'm just taking my 217 and I'm barely tapping it onto the outer corners of my lid. And what I want to do is I want to make the pigmentation as dark as possible before I go in and blend, because that way it'll get a little bit too messy. So then what I did was wiped off my brush just a little bit to get all that excess black off, and I'm just working it in circular motions to kind of blend it out and diffuse the color. And of course, I went back in and blended some more. Okay, so after you've blended your life away, you're going to do my most favorite part of this look, and it's going to be taking MAC's Black Grape Pressed Pigment. Let me tell you, I have never encountered anything like MAC's Pressed Pigments. They are one of my favorite products out there right now. Like, they're just so beautiful, so beautiful, and you can totally use them in different ways. This was my first time using Black Grape. I literally had just bought it earlier that day, but make sure you take it on a flat shader brush. This is the 239 by MAC. You can take it on a synthetic or real haired brush, it doesn't matter, but make sure you load it up and spray some Fix Plus on your brush, because that's what's really going to make the pressed pigment stand out and stick on your lid. So here I just applied my false lashes. I'm using the Grand Glamour lashes by Eylure in Vegas Nay. Let me tell you, these lashes are beautiful in person, like beautiful. But anyways, enough of my rant. I'm taking my Makeup Forever Ultra HD, and I believe I'm in shade Y. Let me see. I'll link it down below, but I had it in my haul, and what I'm doing here is I'm taking it on a MAC 159 brush. It's a duo fiber brush that's really, it looks like a painter's brush to me, but I like it because with the Ultra HD foundation, I like to do a sheer layer and then another layer on top just in the areas I need it, and I feel like this brush really helps me do that. So now I'm taking my MAC Prolongwear Concealer in the shade NW15. In general, people always tell me that they love or hate this concealer. When they tell me they hate it, they say it's because it looks cakey and it creases. That's because this is a full coverage concealer and it's meant to only be used a tiny bit, so it'll start to look cakey and crease if you put too much. But if you put the right amount, it looks flawless and it really brightens up your under eye area and stays all day. After I've done that, I'm going to blend it out with a damp beauty blender. So right here, all I'm doing is just with the same beauty blender, I picked up some translucent powder. I'm just going to set my under eyes with that, and also a little bit of my T-zone. I do put a little bit too much on the bottom just to make sure that my concealer doesn't crease whatsoever. So I go back in with a powder brush and kind of just dust the excess away, and then I spray Fix Plus all over just to give me some hydration back into my skin. And then for my inner corners, I'm taking ColourPop's I Heart This shadow on a tiny Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to pop that in my inner corners. So here I've already gone ahead and bronzed and contoured my face. Now I'm taking MAC's Pink Opal Pigment on a e.l.f. I believe this is their highlighting brush or powder brush, I'm not sure, but I love this for highlighting. And I'm just going to layer upon layer upon layer my highlight because I love, especially at nighttime and especially dramatic looks, I love my highlight to be really intense. So for my under eyes, I'm going to take a MAC 239 brush. I just went ahead and cleaned the one I was using, and I'm taking that smutty brown color again, and I'm going to line my lash line with this. I don't want it to be too smoky. I literally just want it to look like I have a little bit of eyeliner on my lash line. And then after that, I'm going to do it to the other eye, and then I'm going to take a tiny bit, just a tiny bit of the black and put it on the outer third of my lower lash line. So here I'm taking a white eyeliner. I believe this one is by NYX, but you can take any white or cream colored eyeliner that you have and line your waterline with this. This is really going to open up the eye. I am not really used to not wearing eyeliner, especially when I don't wear top eyeliner. But I really like how this looked. I feel like it really does make your eyes look more rounded, and it definitely makes the white of your eyes appear a lot brighter. So for my lips, I lined with MAC's Prolongwear lip liner in the color In Control, and then right here I'm taking NYX's Lip Suede in Soft Spoken, and I'm just going over my lips with that, and I literally am so in love with that formula from NYX. I have almost all of them, and they stay so long. They look matte, but they don't feel matte. And yeah, guys, this is the finished look. I really hope you like this. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any requests or comments, please leave them down below. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Love you guys.